If you are active at all in the footballing community, whether you're a player yourself or you're a fan, I'm willing to bet that this report will teach you something new. And this is especially important for players, young players who are looking to break into the game, to be prepared with the knowledge of what the working conditions are actually like around the world. All right, let's start with salaries. Ask yourself first, what percentage of players do you think make less than 1,000 US dollars per month around the entire world? And we're talking about male footballers, by the way. Less than $1,000 per month. If you guessed anywhere between 40 and 50%, give yourself a pat on the back. The answer there is just over 45%. Almost half of footballers around the world make less than 1,000 US dollars per month, and 21% of them make less than 300 US dollars per month. Of course, the spending power of 300 US dollars will vary greatly depending on what country you're in. So 300 US in the United States will be very different from $300 in the Philippines, for example. So that must be taken into account. But by and large, most footballers are not rich, far from it. They're actually barely making ends meet. Now we can see the discrepancy by region just above. It's broken down further into the Americas, Africa, and Europe. We're missing data on Asia and Australia, but you can see about 47% of players in the Americas make less than 1,000 US a month, compared to 73% in Africa, compared to 32% in Europe. So you can see there's a lot more money in Europe. There are many fewer players making this lowest income bracket. There's many more players in Africa making this lowest income bracket, and somewhere in between in the Americas. Now, speaking from personal experience, there are a lot of clubs around the world that will give you nothing to play for them. Zero, no cash. They might give you a place to live, and they might give you some food, neither of which will be luxurious. 74% of players around the world made less than 4,000 US per month. That would be like earning $25 an hour at a 40-hour per week job. So depending on where you're living, that's going to be probably enough to support yourself, but you're not going to be saving much, and you certainly aren't rich. For footballers though, if you're making 4,000 US per month, you're in the top 25% of players in the world. Remember that this report was published in 2016, so 10 years later the data might look a little bit different. Whether it's better or worse is anybody's guess, I don't know. But hopefully it gives you some context for fans and especially for players surrounding the reality of the sport, at least when it comes to salary. In part two, I'm going to talk about contracts.